Hello and welcome to Blended Agendas. Today's topic is a subject that many will find uncomfortable and maybe blasphemous. To start off, I'm not a religious person, but I am spiritual, and I believe in a universe and other dimensions. I believe everyone is born with power, wisdom, and goodness. The essence of a person is subject to change during their lives. Okay, my topic is the creation of humanity according to the book of Genesis and my spiritual perception of creation. According to the book of Genesis and the Garden of Eden, the Lord God formed from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. The Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man, and he slept. Then he took one of his ribs and closed up his place with flesh, and the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman and brought her to the man. As you can see, I have a picture of a history book, science book, geography book, a biology book, and the Bible. Now, there are many versions of the Bible with different religious belief. Each have their own interpretation of the scriptures. In between the writings of humanity in the books that are showing, I came to my own conclusion and interpretation of life. You may agree or disagree, but this is my interpretation. Millions of years ago, the seven continents as we know today was one landmass called Pangaea, a supercontinent. It mentions it in the Bible, in Genesis, and the Quran. If you look at the locations of the continents today, they look like pieces of a puzzle from where they were located. I made a diagram about how I think Adam and Eve was translated from the scriptures. Adam, like an atom, and Eve, evolution. Atoms bond together to make a molecule. What is DNA? Your DNA is a molecule with a bunch of atoms stuck together. The amino acid forms proteins. Proteins serve as a catalyst for living cells. Living cells form into tissue. Tissues form organs, and organs combine to form living creatures. Look at how the continents were clustered together again, and let's discuss Noah and his ark. I believe there was a flood, but not a flood to destroy all mankind. The flood could have been brought on by heavy torrential rains for many days and possibly a tsunami. Noah lived in Israel, and Israel is below sea level. If it happened in Louisiana, where 1,836 people were killed in 2005 because of Hurricane Katrina, and that was with some evacuations, it could have happened in Israel with more deaths. Now, how do I think Noah knew a flood was coming? Here's my explanation. Animals have higher sensitivity than humans and can detect impending earthquakes, tsunamis, changes in air pressure, and unusual vibrations. They instinctively flee to higher grounds. Humans can feel low frequency sounds but pay less attention to it. Some feel as though they are having a religious experience or being unnerved about something. This is during the time when humans were more in tune with the universe, so Noah felt the signs of the impending flood. The occupation of Noah is sort of skeptical because during that time, occupations consist of carpenters, merchants, shepherds, farmers, or fishermen. The Bible only mentions his occupation as having a vineyard after the floods. I would make an educated guess that he was a fisherman. The building of an ark and loading every animal on it along with his family and floated for 40 days and 40 nights is a bit far-fetched to believe. I believe the flooding only happened on the land where Noah was living. Some escaped, some perished, as the continents drifted apart. The adaptation of humans and animals changed with the climate they were now part of. Skin color is the result of ultraviolet light. If you live in a hotter climate, your complexion is darker. If you live in a colder climate, your complexion is lighter. The complexions of humans, their height, weight, and other physical attributes has to do with adaptations, and this is the same with other species. There are three types of adaptations: physical, behavioral, and physiological. Originally, all humans had brown eyes. Blue eyes are a genetic mutation. Your DNA controls melanin production, so if there's any disruption during that transformation, your offspring is liable to carry that mutation, and that is the same with other physical attributes. This is the creation of humanity, one race with different attributes and different beliefs. Now, I don't believe women were created from a man's rib, because in the beginning of gestation of all embryos, they have both male and female genitalia until the seventh week. Perhaps humans started off as asexual. Something to think about. Thank you for listening to Blended Agendas. Please comment and don't forget to subscribe.